I will not worship. I may go into a church where they have drums and preach and try to get the truth across, but you won't find me worshiping with them.
That's right.
Okay?
All right. Any other follow-ups on this question? All right, looks like it's not. So, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and continue on. Looks like Maranatha had, or Mana 777 had their question answered. The next three questions that are up for order is Boogie Dan Jesus Fan for life, Bouquet, and Beloved Princess. I also like to point out at this time that if you guys do not know about our outreach online, you can go to lasttrumpetministries.org. There you'll find information about Pastor David J. Meyer and our ministry here, and also on our YouTube channel. Just type in on YouTube LTM Studios and you'll find a whole video archive of messages here from Last Trumpet Ministries. If I can have someone in the room post up those links so that way people can check those out at this time. We're going to go to Boogie Dan Jesus Fan for life, and I didn't think this was a question, but I'm going to give it anyways because he said, please pray for my sides. And when you're saying my sides, are you talking about your actual side, like your stomachs, or hopefully he's here. Yes, Boogie Dan, I noticed that you wanted a prayer for your sides. Can you give me a... Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I see. So it wasn't really technically a question. Okay. Well, I do see your other question, though, Boogie Dan. We'll get to that a little bit later. We'll just go ahead and move on then. We'll go to Bouquet then. Bouquet writes, Pastor, please comment on the East, the Orient, Asia, and how it becomes so near completely pagan. And how it became so completely pagan.
Okay. Run that past me just once more. I want to make sure I got that.
Okay. Bouquet wants you to comment on the East, or as it's called, the Orient, Asia, and how it became so near completely pagan.
Okay. Well, that's a very good question. And if you look at what is the oldest religion in the world, other than people following the Lord, the oldest religion in the world is Parsaism. All right, the Parsays. And there still are some actually original Parsays in India. But going into their doctrine, it is dualism. In other words, that there are two equal and opposing forces. Or there's a God of good and a God of evil, and they are of equal strength. And they can get out of balance, and you can have more good than evil or more evil than good. And the religion of Parsaism, through ritual, brings them into balance. This is the yin and yang principle. The Far East developed this. And of course it did originate in India with the Parsays. The Parsaism is really the grandfather of that whole concept. You find this to be going on with every kind of Eastern religion, martial arts, karate, and so forth. And anytime you have that, in fact, when people start in with a karate class, they will make a big circle with their arms above their head, bring it down, have one palm open, the other one a clenched fist, driving the fist into the open palm. They begin by saying the light, the dark, the male, the female, the black, the white. They're showing opposites because they're trying to bring the force into balance. This is the whole concept of it. So what happened is the whole East, or the Orient, adopted this concept in its various forms. Whether you're looking at Taoism, and by the way, the Tao, or Tao, it's actually pronounced like it sounds like with a D. The Tao, it's spelled with a T, but it's pronounced with it like a D. So Taoism actually is the plus and the minus, the positive, the negative, the good, the bad, brought into perfect balance. And this is so absolutely false. There's only one God, and of course Satan wanted to be God, and he is the evil force, but he certainly is far inferior. God is so awesome in his power, there's nothing to be compared to him.
Amen.
See, and I don't think in terms of hot and cold or light and dark. I don't think that way. Maybe because I'm an amateur scientist. I'm not really an official anything. But one of my avocations is chemistry, physics, and astronomy. And I don't look at hot and cold like that. I say there's heat, there's less heat, there's little heat, or there's no heat. Cold is really the absence of heat. Okay? Now there's an important spiritual perspective here. The same thing with, you can do it with hot or cold. You can do it with light, much light, less light, little light, no light. So you either have God or you don't. You have God or there's not an alternate God. There's not an opposite of God. There's a condition of not having God at all in your life. So how much of God do we have in our life? We want to be open to all that he is and all that he has for us.
Amen.
In Eastern religion, they're always trying to balance things. Balance, balance, balance. You've got acupuncture to make the force that moves through you line up. Of course, in India, they have what they call the Kundalini force that moves through the chakras of your body, which is actually the serpent god moving through the 7 points of your body. So all of this came from the concept that Satan has equal power with God, that he is the dark force, but he's just as strong as God is. And all these different cultures began to adopt that. It spread like wildfire. Satan made sure it did, and that's why all of the Orient is in the condition it's in. And they need to come out of that and realize there's one God and one salvation through Jesus Christ.
Amen. Well, hopefully that answered your question there, Bouquet. I'll wait for just a second for any follow-up. Looks like we did okay there. We're going to move on to Beloved Princess. Beloved Princess writes, Pastor, so many of the words that you explain to us I can't find the translations for. I am finding that I have to search and search before I can find it. You said in a message that I was listening to that you gave to have a good, that you taught to have a good dictionary. Which dictionary do you recommend?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Generally, when I tell people about dictionaries, I say go to a Goodwill store or someplace like that and get the oldest one you can find. See, nowadays they tell you, get one that's up to date. It's been changed so much that there's a lot that's going to be left out, and they've done that on purpose. If you can go and sometimes libraries will sell old dictionaries printed in 1917 or 1912. There you've got something, because it's going to show you what the word has always meant. For an example, if you look up in a modern dictionary, look up the word humanitarian, it'll tell you somebody who is benevolent and generous and gives away money and helps people. The original meaning of humanitarian is one who believes that Jesus Christ was only a man. Humanitarianism is an ism. It's a religion that denies the deity of Jesus Christ. You want to go for the old. Ask for the old paths wherein is the good way.
Amen.
And these are available out there, actually, because nobody wants them. Go to a used bookstore and find the oldest thing you can in a dictionary. Now, the Oxford Dictionary is one that will give you the etymology. Etymology means the study of words, not entomology. There's only one letter difference between the study of bugs and the study of words. Entomology is the study of bugs. Etymology, you will find, is the study of words. The Oxford Dictionary will give you the evolution, if I may borrow that word,